Hey guys, Boz321 Gear here. Or sorry, Boz Live 321. I got confused with my other company, 321 Gear. So today I'm gonna go over my EDC. I think this is a very popular video going around, and I have a little bit to share on that. So let's just jump right into the video. First things first, when it comes to my everyday carry, it's going to be phone. Phone is probably the first thing that I'm grabbing. Let's be honest, it's 2026. You can't do anything without a cell phone these days. I mean, you want to go out to eat, you got to bring your cell phone just to look at the menu. Yeah, you want to fill out a job application. Oh, we got an app for that, So obviously, emergency situations always have a phone on you or a way of contacting someone. All right, that's number one. Number two, wallet. Pretty dumb, but straightforward. All right, not just the wallet though. Let's be specific. In today's world, it's great to have cash on you. All right, I'm gonna steal this one from Sean, from I think it's Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan gave me this tip. And I'm not out in, all over the world in different countries and needing to get out of certain situations, okay? But he shared something about having, I think it was like $100, $200 on you and, a watch. That'll get you wherever you need to go in many countries. If you're in a shit hits the fan situation, you'd be surprised. Couple $100 and a little gold watch might be able to do whatever you need to get done in that situation. And I hate to say it, but it's almost like the United States is becoming a third world country. Dare I say it? I mean, I'm walking the streets and I kind of feel unsafe, reminding me last time I was out in the Bahamas and we went towards the mainland and got away from all the cruise charters and all that. It's like another third world country if you go to the wrong hood or drive down the wrong street. So yeah, in today's world, having a little bit of cash on you, a little bit of leverage can open many doors. So that's number two. Third thing, keys. All right, I don't care who you are. All right, if you don't have a DUI and you are over the age of 21, you need to have a fucking car. You need to have a way of getting around, transportation, an e-bike, a fucking motorcycle, a scooter, something like that, okay? You need to have your own sort of transportation. In today's world, we can't rely on, what do we have? We have public transportation out here, the SCAT, I think that's what it's called. Funny, because it's shit. It's dog shit. It's a bus that comes around, I think, every 30 minutes to an hour, which is pretty good, pretty decent, for the small community that we're in. But yeah, I mean, having to rely on the bus it's for the people that have done it. I've done it. It's very hard. It's not impossible, but always have a pair of keys on you, even if you don't have a vehicle. God, I mean, you gotta have a place to stay, and if you don't, I mean, I feel for you, man. So maybe it's your first thing is getting a key on that key ring. All right, my keys are right here. These are my keys. Green is my favorite color. I don't know if you can tell. We sell these bottle openers and keychains on our website, 321gearfl.com. But yeah, I'm always ready for a good time. Obviously, you can tell, and I don't need to rely on anybody else to get home. So that's number three, right? Number three. All right. Number four. All right. We're gonna go with. Let's go with a thermos, or a water bottle, or some sort of container to keep your liquids in. I don't care who you are. All right. If you're human and you're watching this, you need to stay hydrated, bitch. All right. That's us, 321 Gear. We sell these on our website, 321gearfl.com. Look, it's kind of garbage to have, 8, 9 glasses a day. But you still need to stay hydrated. And yeah, you'd be surprised. The more water you drink, the better you'll feel, okay? I mean, I remember when I used to drink soda and sweet tea and all that crap, and I felt literally like shit. Now, the only time you catch me drinking a soda or something flavored is like if I'm bored of water, which I never get, or if my blood sugar's low and I need some sugar or something like that. That's the only reason you're gonna catch me drinking anything but water, or if you catch me at the bar, maybe a beer. But yeah, try to stay away from the sugars, man. All right, try to drink as much water as possible. You're made up of like 50% of that stuff, so probably good to have. Um, Next thing on the list, we only got 10. All right, so bear with me. I think we're at 4. We're on number 5 now. Looks like we're halfway. Sunglasses. Yes, sunglasses. I'm here in the state of Florida. You got to have a pair of shades on you, okay? These are my glasses. I need to have them to drive. But got these little clip-ons and lifesavers, okay? I'm telling you, 5 o'clock hits and that sun's in your face, that Florida sun, you can't see anything out here, boys. So yeah, it's good to have a nice little pair of shades, something that looks good, that go with any outfit, but also is versatile, all right? And works. I mean, I see people out here with these big old, what are they, the pit vipers or the those fishing glasses with the special kinds of tint. Those are great and all, don't get me wrong, but you don't need $100 pair of glasses, all right? Get you something like this. It's like 15, 20 bucks on Amazon. I hate giving Bezos money, but it was a good 15, 20 bucks, all right? So if you're in the state of Florida or somewhere where it's really sunny, I recommend a nice pair. Not only are you going to look good, but it's going to really help out your vision in the long run. So next thing on the list is going to be a knife, ladies and gentlemen. Now, not everybody needs to have a knife. In fact, if you're uncomfortable with that, you probably shouldn't have a knife. But everybody should have some form of protection, okay? Besides these hands, all right? Don't get me wrong. It's good to know how to fight. That's probably where you should start, how to defend yourself, with nothing. But in today's world, today's society, you're going to need something besides your hands. There's crazies out there, all right? I live in Brevard County where it's like night and day. We got $1 million homes, and then right over there, we got the ghetto. So any day of the week, you can be tried, all right? Now, should you use a knife for self-defense? Probably not. Probably not. You should use whatever you're comfortable with. However, that being said, there are many different situations besides self-defense when you can use a knife. I can't tell you how many times I've been at work and, it's some, how do I say this? Politically correct, neutered work environment where you're not even allowed to have a pair of scissors. And people are running around like chickens with their heads cut off because they can't open up a package because the one company bought razor blade is missing, So, or you never know. I mean, let me show you my knife here. My knife is pretty basic, pretty simple, okay? Spring assisted, but if the spring breaks, I don't have to worry about it. I can still flip it out. It's a decent blade length. It's Hunter Orange, okay? So I can always find it in emergency situations. We have, I don't know if you can see that, but a window breaker on the top, okay? Much needed in car accident situations. And a seatbelt cutter. Now, why would you need that? I don't know if you ever tried to cut a seatbelt with a knife. It's fucking hard. I don't know if you ever tried breaking out a window in an emergency situation. I've not. But I have tried breaking a window with these. It's fucking hard. Especially imagine being submerged underwater, some fucking iRobot shit or something. Okay? Never know when you're going to need it, but here's a good saying. Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So, transitioning from the knife, okay? Like I said, use what you're comfortable with, but that's 5, and that's gonna help us transition into 6, okay? 6, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're gonna need your bang bang stick. Yes, 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 I know, pretty controversial. Some people don't need one, don't want one. And what I say to that is, if you're an able-bodied citizen and you're mentally stable, it is your obligation to exercise your rights on owning and knowing how to operate a firearm. Now, you don't need to own one, but I do believe every citizen that's able-bodied should know how to work with, operate a firearm safely. You might not own one, but you might be in a situation to where you need to, I don't know, God knows, the universe knows. But don't be in that situation to where you need to use one and you don't know how to use one. And I'd rather you know how to use it before you purchase a firearm. Now, my firearm is going to be a handgun, okay? But an easy firearm to start with is going to be a shotgun. Well, let's make sure this is clear. So the magazine has been dumped. There is nothing, as you can see, in the chamber. So this is a clear, safe gun. We can now operate with this. This is a small, compact gun. This is, just for a reference, here's my hand, okay? It's about the size of your palm, and I'm a very small guy, all right? You probably want to learn, I'm gonna put this aside. You probably want to learn with a shotgun, okay? Probably the easiest gun to use. Start by learning the rules of firearms safety. That's where you first start. And then try to go out shooting with somebody that's experienced and knows what they're talking about, knows what they're doing. Like I said, best place to start is probably a shotgun or a handgun. They're very versatile, easy to use, pretty plug and play. They're, like I said, pretty easy to shoot as long as you don't get too big of a caliber. That pistol that I just showed you is a 9mm, or maybe a 12 gauge would be something to start with it, or a 20 gauge as a beginner. Hell, if you're terrified, start with a 22, or maybe even an air gun. Learn the firearm safety training tips, okay? There's only 5 basic rules. It's easy to memorize, all right? Get those memorized, and even if you don't have a friend or any kind of resources, go out to your local range. You'd be surprised. Those guys are very cool. They're very open to new shooters, and if you have questions, they're more than happy to help you. Most guys are. You know, when it comes to teaching people firearms, it's a very exciting thing, and it's a very responsible thing to do. And I think all adults should learn how to use a firearm. You don't want to bring a knife to a gunfight. And there are many different situations, like I said, to using a gun, just like using a knife. Some people like using guns for sport shooting, shooting clays, shooting targets. Some people like hunting. Some people like using guns for self-defense, or just to collect and to have fun and look at. I mean, they're cool. Let's face it. I mean, I'm a guy, you know, maybe it's just me, but we like shit like that. And if you're not looking at these things as tools, or you have something that's hanging you up, I suggest, like I said, you try to get over that and learn how to be responsible with a firearm, because you never know. I mean, we're in a blessed situation, but look at Ukraine, look at Russia, look at Gaza. I mean, thank God we don't have to see that day, and I hope we don't have to see that day anytime soon. So, to keep this nation free, I think it's our responsibility to exercise our rights. So that being said, maybe learn a little bit about firearms. We're going to go into our next EDC. I think that was 6. So 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that was 7. So now we're on to 8. 8, 9, and 10 are kind of the same thing, but I broke them up into 3 different categories. First one's going to be your brain. What? EDC, everyday carry? Your brain? Yes, your brain. How many people have gone on a drive or a walk or something, and you're in your head so much that all you remember is starting the car, and next thing you know, you're at your destination. It could have been like a 30-minute drive, and you're like, where did I go? I was so zoned out. I was so locked in tunnel vision. And my dog has this problem, and sometimes I do too, is when you start paying attention to something too much, everything else kind of comes in, and you get this tunnel vision, and you stop focusing on everything else. That happens when you focus on things too much. Now, there's the exact opposite too, which is the same problem, is not being there mentally. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell you how many times I have shown up to a situation where I physically wasn't there, mentally wasn't there, and I have paid dearly for it. If you're going to show up, be there 100%, feel the room, take advantage of that situation. Think, never leave this at the house. 8. 9. Sorry. The heart. Just like the brain, using logic, we need our hearts. Maybe about another 33% usage of the body. Your emotions do not need to run you, but it is important to not be so stoic and logical that we lose our humanity. So emotionally, we need to be there. Now, some of you are leaning a little too in on your emotions. Some of you let your emotions run your life. Stop that. Your emotions are screwing you. Get over your emotions. I don't care about your emotions. I care about what you want, okay? And that is your logic right there. So make sure that those are balanced out. 33%, 33%, and last and finally, number 10, your guts. Just like your brain is your logic, your heart's your emotion, your guts are your instinct. Never go against those. Your gut is almost like that secondary voice in your head that gets drowned out by fear. And we don't listen to it. And sometimes we can't pick up on it. That's why we get nervous. That's why we get sweaty palms. That's why we get anxiety sometimes. We're not recognizing what that is. That's our gut telling us, hey man, pay attention, fight or flight. And you need to recognize that as a good thing. This is your body saying, hey, we're alive, we're here, let's get ready. Let's flood our system with some adrenaline just in case we gotta run or beat the shit out of this thing and kill something. And yeah, we don't live that lifestyle anymore, thank God. We're not hunter and gatherers running away from saber-toothed tigers, but we're fighting dragons, man. Every time we wake up, you go out, you deal with your ex, or you gotta make a new friend. Maybe you're filling out a job application and you're going through an interview and it's very nerve-wracking. Lean into that. That's a good feeling. That's you telling yourself, hey, we're alive. So please, my friends, don't ever forget any of these items. These are just some of the basics that I keep on me, and just in case of a shit hits the fan situation. Now, I have a lot more other things that I could elaborate on. Hell, I got a whole backpack that I'll probably do a video on and show you what I have in there. But just on your person, be surprised, you know. There's things that we take with us on a daily basis that we leave at the house. So just remember to be there, be ready, and be the change you want to see. All right. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys had a great New Year's. Stay safe. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys carry. And if this video gave you anything positive, please leave us a like and give us a subscribe. All right. I hope to see you guys in the future and in the next video. Later.